All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. I got some people gonna tote me through the woods today. We're going deer scouting. Look at there. Got one standing over there, you gotta climb up a ladder to take a swing at him.
Yeah.
Then you gotta go through this and his back up.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
my bodyguard.
These are two young killers right here. We're heading out, gonna do a little turkey hunting / deer scouting. So me, it's mainly deer scouting, but y'all keep your cameras on and watch. All right, y'all. I'm here with the boys. Thumbs up. We done found an older track. What y'all think that is?
I'm gonna say about 3-year-old doe.
3-year-old doe. There's about a 30-year-old size 13 or something.
Yeah, guaranteed. Yeah, boy, that joker was good looking too when he walked through.
Good looking, lean, tall, so good. Hey, you about to take a bath in that hole right there. Chase, should we try it?
No, he's a codger moccasin in there.
Codger moccasin. Rattleheaded codger moccasin. Oh, we stepped down here to check this creek out and we found like a couple of tracks. So.
Hey, I will say one thing. Anytime you get a chance to walk a ditch, you need to do it.
You need to walk.
Do it. Tracks are just as good as a picture of one if it's the right track.
You got that right. You got to start somewhere, and that daggum track is the best place for me to start.
Yep,
so.
Absolutely.
What do you think? Yep. Next best thing is a deer standing in it.
I'd like
a
to
live body.
I like seeing that deer standing.
Some of them probably got some decent velvet on right now. You might be able to see it with some binoculars. So if you've seen one, run it from out of the country. Yeah, but me and the Haynes and old Chase here, we're doing a little scouting. A little postseason green scouting, as y'all can tell it. Green. Good, good. Quick. We ain't heard turkey gobble yet.
Can't hear but about 150 yards.
They're the only two toting the guns.
What
I'm,
that was.
I'm too old and fat to be toting the gun doing this. I think he said our goal is 17.3.5 miles. So that's going to be a long day. And I only brought one sandwich and he didn't bring nothing. He's supposed to brought us some peanut butter and jelly. Chase promised me that Haynes is going to fix peanut butter and jelly, but evidently somebody forgot to talk to their wives or pay somebody or something. Because we're going to be starving to death. Yeah, so we'll be eating.
See how bad these deer's had it.
I'm fixing to start turning rocks over looking for crawfish for a little boil here after a while. So, y'all got one of them flint starter things where we can start a fire?
Yeah, just 2 sticks.
2 sticks, rub them together. I can't rub nothing that hard. Better go find some dry land. All this stuff down here is wet.
It is.
All right, we're going up. Okay, y'all, we done found one little piece of evidence. Actually a pretty good piece of evidence. We're gonna let Mr. Too Tall Haynes. What was that big old deer score that you killed, that big 10 point? That tall tiny son of a gun?
157.
Gonna call him one Mr. 57, right? 157. Mr. 157, they've got 153 Chase 8 point down there. Chasing the lower end of these points. But we've come up on this pretty good rub right here, and we're gonna let Haynes kind of talk about it because he had a pretty good synopsis about it a few seconds ago. So.
Yeah, well, I was just saying that, anytime you can walk a draw and it leads into another one, that's what we kind of said. Let's walk up this draw, and it kind of thickens up right here. And there's a transition up here that a deer would be attracted to most of the time, where at nighttime they'd like to get out in something like that. But probably what's happening, he's bedding back down here in the big woods somewhere, and then at night this is kind of his staging area right here, where you got, well, really there's about 3 different little draws that kind of pull in right here, and the buck will like getting a place like this. This is real low, and stage and thermals will drop, and this a lot of times they'll hang out right here. So if you wanted to kill one, this would be a good place to do it in the evening time. I think if you could get him on his feet before, it would be a lot better. If I was going to kill this deer, I'd love to know where he is probably bedding, and I'd like to get to where, between here and there, wherever that would be.
Like a point down there or something?
Yep, a point or something between here and there, and try to get in here on a day where you was hunting like a crosswind or something, where if he's coming and you think this is where he's going to come stage up at, that you could get the slip on him before he got the slip on you.
Now if you was say if you want to, I want to hunt right here And then we pretty much determined this is probably a staging and a low point, you know, where you can pick thermals up. Where would you prefer to hunt at? Closer to the bed on the point, or about halfway
I would,
closer to the staging point, or what?
yeah, I would hunt, okay, say the bed's 200 yards away. I would try to get like right in the middle, personally.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree.
But it also depends on your trees and your cover and all that. Sometimes, you know, you might have to hunt a little closer to this staging area, and, you know, you might be wrong. He might be better than another direction, which they don't use the same bed every day anyways.
Exactly right. Them suckers are smart. They, for all we know, he could be bedding right up there.
Yep,
you know,
exactly.
or up here. It just depends on what's going on too. And if it's closer to the rut, you know, sometimes areas like this and that way that transition is we're talking about, we can't really describe too much, but he could lay here and just pick up, you know, waiting on a scent or something. So closer to this, you know, probably a used area by some does. So, but anyway, that's a pretty good little tip and tactic. So
Absolutely.
and that's a nice rub. So there's nothing wrong with that deer. I'd probably have him hanging on the wall. So
We're gonna find one bigger today, I feel like.
one of them waist size ones. Yeah. We're gonna have to go find Chase.
Yep.
It's a good thing we got a pin marked, 'cause he's done gone. Buford 153.
He'll run off and leave.
Well, he says you'll run off and leave, because he said that long. Hey, he's got some long legs. If it wasn't for turkey season still being in, he's probably done left us. So, I'm short-legged and fat, so hey, I got to run every now and then and keep up with him. I got a stick. If he gets too far ahead of me, I'll throw it between his legs and trip him. Oh, baby, we'll see y'all in a minute. Okay, we're multi-camera videoing right now, so we done found a pretty little unique feature that was kind of looking at like a saddle area close to a transition, and we found a pretty fresh flattened out bed. That's from the last couple of days.
Yep.
So
It's
that's about
it's about that wide. It's
What do you
not a
think?
real big deer.
about 80 pound doe,
Yeah.
maybe a little heavier.
Yep.
But it's fresh.
Sitting right in the saddle. Them
Yeah,
does
right
up.
in it.
Yep.
Pretty much. And it's thick. And our transition area is up there. What, 100 yards? 100 something yards?
Yeah. 100 plus, a little over 100.
So,
Right here on the edge of the thicket. She's probably bedding right here. Got this thick stuff right here behind her, looking down this way off a hill, right here on this saddle. And the saddle's really,
down that way.
yeah, so there's this draw right there, you know, path of least resistance right through there, coming right over the top of the hill. Was also talking about, you know, bucks. These bucks, a lot of times you won't catch them right here in the saddle. They'll walk, you know, downwind, wind checking in the rut.
Yep. They'll skirt the sides of the winds coming down.
So if you got a northern wind on this one, you want to look for a tree right here where we headed on this back side. There'll probably be a trail of some sort.
Yeah. That right there looks like whatever that cover is. It's like eating like a browse line nearly.
Yep.
So I don't know what that is specifically, but it looks like a browse line. And we've seen some briars where they were wearing them out on one side of the trail. It's kind of cool. So they were leaving the briars good on one side. The other side, they was nipping every limb, every leaf off. So I guess they're saving some when they come back later. Yeah, it's
Always
cool
look
there.
for beds.
That's right. We found a pretty fresh bed. And hey, you gotta have a doe for have a buck. So
That's right.
this is it. I don't know if y'all can hear that wind. It's blowing just a little bit. So hopefully y'all can hear us talking. We gotta go find old Buford. Buford 153 is over there. We heard him calling a few seconds ago. He might have done got a gobbler laid down. We didn't even hear it. So. All right, y'all. I got old Buford 153 with me. That's big 153 8.8.
That's it.
Man, I'll never forget that deer. But we found this big old, I guess you could call that a community scrape, older. And this licking branch right here, hopefully y'all can see that. They've gnawed, you can see where they keep them just nipped off, running their head up in there and just chewing on it for like a 3 foot, 4 foot stretch. So the other limb, they ain't even touched it. So every deer that comes by here, they're gonna stick their head in there and mouth it and everything else, just letting everybody know. This is a trail that's above, you know, bluff, just the upper, I guess you call it the military crest, upper part. I would call it more of a doe trail, like, because you can feel it under your feet. You know, that's one thing kind of pay attention to is some of the old historical trails. When you get to them, you can feel them under your feet. It's harder ground than the rest of the ground around it because they've just walked it so much over the years. So, but we're just keeping on. You can see some more old tracks got around there, and I think there's an old rub back in there toward that thick stuff. Just an old historical rub, and we've walked by rubs that look like they're nearly 20 years old, some of them. So, but we're still scouting around. We done lost Haynes, so that long-legged sucker, and the leaves got so much on there we can't hardly even crow call to him no more and give him the answer.
He's a dang varmint anyway.
He said he ain't gonna bring his old man with him no more because I talk too much. But hey, I'm trying to get a little information out of these cats. You know, they kill some whoppers too. Hey, big buck killers and other big buck killers got to communicate a little bit, trying to keep up with this stuff and share a little knowledge and share with y'all too. So help y'all out as much as we can. We ain't seen no snakes yet.
Not yet. I hope we don't.
Jay said, I thought you was a snake handler.
No, not me.
No?
No.
All right. So if I got one that scared you up, that's a limb. I thought I seen a shed laying over there. We was fixing to have a dead run for a shed. So,
If I'd have beat you to it, it'd be mine.
I was being walked by a young man over a shed. So. Anyway, we're gonna walk on. Y'all hang on. Hey, y'all ain't gonna believe this. Old bulldog there had a hold of one, had him in a headlock, like a big old velvet 3-point. We're trying to get down here to Asia him, but he got loose before we got down here.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
About whooped me.
About whooping. We've got a Y in this trail. I'm coming off this point. This trail goes up that way. Then another trail goes on around that way. Then I was walking them, or me and Chase was walking on a trail, like a big doe trail up on the Military Crest part. But this is probably coming off. I haven't been down there, but it's coming off to a gap or something.
There's not a gap down there, but it's just a good trail coming off this long point here. We're at Wise right here. If you're gonna hang a camera, that big tree right there might be behind you, right in here somewhere. It
That's
actually
big.
4 ways. There's another trail that goes right around through here. This
Funny.
is kind of like the
Maybe.
crossroads.
A major intersection.
Yeah.
You know,
You see this big brush? What they're doing is it goes around this big
Yeah.
treetop. So
yeah.
they're
That's
just like us. They don't want to walk through that stuff.
exactly right.
They'll go around it, and right here's a good place that it pinches down. You know, it gets a little steeper right there. If you're just gonna hunt in here, it'd probably be a good trail to climb on.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to hunt on something like that. We got more of an intersection to increase your odds. And what would you hunt? Mornings? Be the best. I would do.
I would.
Yeah.
Get that rousing thermal.
Yeah.
out of it.
Yep.
Somewhere.
It'd be hard to hunt this in them because more
Yeah.
likely
You'd have to
be
come.
down there somewhere, come up or over the hill right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big proponent of that, though, is hunting this in the mornings. And if I was going to hunt it in the evenings, it'd be way down there in the bottom somewhere, catching the down thermal. If I knew that they were bedding up here, but it just depends. So I don't know exactly where all that goes to. So that's another thing, is trying to figure out why they're doing it. So, but they're
Piece of the
definitely
puzzle.
doing it for a reason. So.
Yes.
But that, I think up there I've seen a bigger area that looked like an older doe group of does bedding in a big old thicket with some blowdowns and stuff. So that's possibly what part of that is. And they're just using. They can, you know, we talked about this some, as bucks, especially those, don't do as much but zigzagging and J hooking before they bed. They go in different ways and kind of checking their back trails and checking scent lines and making sure nothing's been in there since the last time they bedded. So, but this is a good area. So I'm surprised that cedar tree right up there ain't.
There's an old rub. There's a cedar tree right there. There's an old rub on. I was looking at just a second ago.
Yeah, them cedar trees right there on that little side like that, man, they usually be something. They'll leave some kind of indentions or scrapes on it. So now what we heading?
Next point.
Next point.
Next point, and there's a ginormous bottom right here with a swamp in it.
The swamp. Hey, I love some swamp. I've never killed a deer in a swamp, thank you. So, but we're fixing to go to a swamp. Hopefully y'all can hear everything we're saying. You know, it's you know, we're still newer, all of us newer into the video part, so sometimes we're talking a little bit lower, so hopefully y'all hearing everything we're saying. So
I'm just glad the wind ain't blowing 40 mile an hour on the side of this.
it has slowed down. Well, there's a bunch of dead stuff up there. There's a big old tree been ripped by lightning, so if you hear thunder, you better be getting out of here, because I know I would be. Probably all 3 of them trees right there have been struck by lightning. But lightning struck trees and big bucks. Hey, that's a sign.
I see it.
Yeah, that's probably there's probably one of them balloons laying here somewhere. We just ain't seen it. You know, it's done got too green where we can't find them. So we're looking. Okay. I guess we're gonna argue over this spot. We're fixing to draw a ring out and just set up and say last man standing and pick this place out. But
I got the high ground.
you got the high ground?
Yeah, I just kicked y'all down to the bottom.
Oh man. All right, tell me what y'all think about this.
I like it. Trail, trail, trail. Paint sport.
What do you think?
40 you want.
Looks like a good funnel, good rut funnel. Be
Good.
here, and whenever they start
Middle of
sniffing
November.
around for them does, we found that big doe group on top of the hill. There'll be a buck come through here. There's some historical rubs right up through here that, you know, for several years a buck's been coming through here making rubs right up this trail. So it's gonna be a good one. Probably hunt right up here in one of these trees. We was just trying to pick out which tree we'd get in. There's just a couple of different ones you could really climb.
Yeah.
But
You got to kind of worry about the thermals a little bit if you want, which is morning time gonna be prime, which when during that time of the year, you know, you could do all day.
yeah,
You know, that's the thing. You could wait till the switch, because right now it'd be up. So
Yep.
I mean, some of that you kind of check, you know, as you hunt or whatever, and kind of play it. So you don't, because you definitely want to watch that down thermal. So
Absolutely.
some of these places I'll give it up if I know it's a straight line trail, but we got another trail that's coming up from below that might be a problem with the down thermals, where you know they would get you before they got up here. So, or if you was just worried about this trail, you could give up a thermal, because more than likely you'd have him shot by the time he gets where he smells you or something maybe.
Yep.
So anyway, this is the best. This is probably the best that we found right now.
Yeah, I feel like it.
We're calling this Haynes's hole.
Haynes' hole.
Yeah.
I'm out. Old man out. That's fine though. They start shooting them 190s. We're gonna have to talk about it. So, the 160s are dang good, but when we start talking about 190s on something like this, well, this is very possible for a 200. So,
Let me get a 130 come in here. Y'all be helping me drag a 120 or 130.
well, I can give you that. I'll drag a 120 out here, 130, maybe a 110, just depending on what I feel like that day
Hey, yeah.
and how much of a look. A lot of times you ain't got much time to make a decision. If you see a good antler with 3 or 4 on one side, in a few seconds you might not have it. You might be wishing, I wish I'd have shot. So,
Got a shot.
I've shot and wished I hadn't too.
well, I'd rather have that feeling, you know, unless it's a spot. But if it's got 4 points or whatever on one side, a lot of times you only get that side view. You know what I mean?
Just a second in that thick crap.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a lot harder, you know, picking deer or trying to be, you know, trophy managing or whatever way you're hunting in places like this, because it's you just got a limited amount of time to make your decision. But this is a prime spot. You know, this is the best that we found so far. So we're gonna keep up with it. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out
I can't wait to come back and check it here in
about February.
about August.
No. You ain't gonna supposed to check this until next year. This is gonna be a next hunting season place, ain't it?
Check that.
Huh? This is information for the next season, not this coming season. So.
I'll let you know.
All right. We'll see. All right, y'all. We done made it down to the bottom, and you know how I am about creek crossings and stuff like that, looking for the big track. Well, we've done found old Sad Daddy Split Toe Big Boy right here. Haynes is gonna give you a little perspective there.
Both sides of these sticks right there, that's the track. Kind of even hard to see if you're coming from this way, but about 4 fingers wide. That's a big deer.
That's him.
That's the one we're
That's
looking
big
for.
one. That's big Sad Daddy, floppy ear, belly
Yep.
hanging, son of a gun up there.
That's it.
He's at least 5.
Yep. That's a big one. That's a big boy.
That's it.
Shoot, yeah. That's what I've been wanting to see all day.
These little oxbow or bends and creeks, stuff like that, always look at them. No, I don't care what you're doing. Always give them a check, because you might not hunt it, whatever, but it'll give you some information sometimes that you really need. So,
Make sure you mark these big tracks too on your own X.
yeah, on X or whatever it is you're using, hunt stand, Spartan Forge, whatever you're using, mark it. So, because that's key information that you can put into all these rubs and trails and stuff that we've already looked at and marked. So. And we were just talking a little while ago that we hadn't seen hardly any sign for like over a mile. So, but
We was up a lot higher too.
that
Yep,
is true. We was
different
up a lot higher.
elevation.
So, but now we're completely on the bottom, as you can tell. So, there's some more tracks on around that other side, but it's prime. I'm fixing to turn this off and mark it, so y'all can count that. We'll have to fight over this place too. Okay, we're still on this creek system. I'm Haynes and Chase is on the other side, and we're just looking for sign on both sides of the creek, and this is a real tall rub. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that sucker's almost waist high to me. Taller than a lot of them that we've seen. So that's just stuff that you're looking for. Historical rubs and stuff close to the creek crossings. We've seen several crossings right here in a 100-yard stretch. So it's like a trail following around the base of this creek, but just a big hardwood like bottom with a bunch of beech trees and stuff, a few white oaks. But we're just getting, overall intel and trying to, we're getting it all, saving all the spots and marking everything and just seeing what we're going to see when we get on the computer. They're over there taking them a break. But cool down here. We've done several miles already, but this is a pretty good creek system. We're following it out, heading toward the truck. I think we got about 2 more miles to go. But it takes a lot of miles to find a lot of places, or find even just a decent amount of sign in the big woods type of areas. So don't get frustrated because you walked a weird ways and ain't seen any sign, because you're liable to find a big pocket of stuff. So that's pretty much what we've seen so far, just pockets of stuff, and some of it's real good. So but we'll keep on. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this scouting video trip up. So we're taking a little break. We got about 1 mile left, and we're pretty much going to the truck. All in all, it's been a great day. We've done about 7 or 8 miles.
Nearly 8 right now.
So nearly 8 right now. So seen a lot of good stuff, and one real good place to hunt. So I mean, you can't ask for a better trip than that. It's a good thing, like, to have a couple buddies, whatever way you got different eyes, and you can do some different level changes and cover a little bit more area. So, but I've had a great time. I ain't wore out too bad.
Nah, it ain't been.
Although these young guys, they ain't even sweating yet. So
He's lying too.
I appreciate they letting me come with them, doing like a team effort on a spot that they hadn't never looked at and I haven't never looked at. So it's been, like I say, an awesome trip. So I appreciate it. So,
I'm glad you
had
come
a blast, man. Glad you came.
deal.
Heck yeah.
I've enjoyed it. Been
Sweet.
good.
Awesome.
Maybe we'll find something between here and the truck too.
It's very possible. With them overlooked spots, you always keep your eyes out. Like I say, when you leave a house, you start hunting, hunt all the way to get back home. So we're not quit up yet, but I just in case we didn't see anything, go ahead and, it's a prime spot. We're taking a little break, getting a little shade on us, and then we're going to get rested up and then head back to the truck.
And
So,
I get to go out for my anniversary.
and he's got his anniversary. He's headed out tonight. Chase is. So hopefully we'll make it back to truck before then. But he won't be in too bad trouble.
She won't get too mad.
My wife don't even know I'm gone, I reckon. No, I'm kidding. She knows I'm gone. God, we've been gone all day.
All day. We left at 4:30.
4:30 in the morning, and what time is it now?
It is 1:40.
40. So I've covered pretty good miles in that time frame.
Yep.
So that's pretty good. Alrighty, I'm gonna sign out. We'll see y'all in the next video. Appreciate it. Hey everybody, we sure appreciate y'all watching our videos. And if you don't care, like, subscribe if you haven't, and share, tell your friends. And if you hadn't had a chance to pick up one of my books, please pick one up on Amazon. If you want one signed or personalized, anything like that, hey, I'll do it. So we just really appreciate y'all's support. So thank y'all for stopping by. We'll see y'all in the next video.